guys, it's Devin and welcome back to my channel. Today is going to be a tag video, baby tag video. I was tagged by SJ, so if you guys don't know her channel, definitely go check her out. She's so cute. Especially if you love baby names, she does tons of amazing baby name videos. She's actually from England, so she has an adorable accent and a beautiful family. So definitely check her video out and see her tag and her version of this baby name video as well. So let's just get started because it's a bunch of questions. I have my lists. So number one is my favorite name from the cast of Friends, and that's the name Emma. So I don't know if that is fair since she was a baby on the name of Friends, but that's Rachel and Ross's baby, Emma. I just always love the name Emma. I think it's such a beautiful classic name. I did not have a boy's name that I really loved from that cast. Chandler, Ross, Joey, I don't know. Not any of my faves, but Emma, love that name, always love that name. And Rachel, actually, as a kid, was my favorite name. Every time we played house or anything, my name was always Rachel, or my baby's name was always Rachel. Fun fact. Number two, if I had triplets, what would their names be? And they'd have to be winter themed. So what I chose was the name Colden for a boy. So I did, for this one, it was going to be girl, boy, boy, girl, boy, girl. So it's one boy named, two girls' names, and then the next one is summer themed, and then I did two boys and one girl. So anyway, so the first name would be the name Colden. I just think that's a very cool name. If you guys don't know, I did a winter themed baby name video a while back, and Colden was on that list. Cold, it's kind of like a play on words, but Colden I think is just such a unique, strong name, winter themed. Girl, the name Wren. Which is a winter bird, snowbird it means, but W-R-E-N. I just think that's a short and sweet, really pretty girl's name, Wren. And then the name Winnie. I love the name Winnie. It's kind of a play, a short for the name Winter. I like the name Winter too, but I prefer Winnie. I just think it's so cute. It's kind of like a nickname kind of name, but I think it's adorable and a very like fun name for a little girl. So Colden, Wren, and Winnie would be my winter triplets. The third one is triplets summer themed. So like I said, two boys and one girl. I picked the name August for a boy. I've always liked that name. I think it's a nice, strong name for a boy, and it's unique. August for a summer month, where I live at least in August is summer month. It's super hot. Number two is the name Sky. My niece's middle name is the name Sky, and I love that name. I think it's very pretty. I like the spelling S-K-Y as well as S-K-Y-E, so you can do either way that you like. But when I think of the name Sky, I think of summer. I think it's a beautiful name. And the third one is the name Beckett, which means bee cottage. So summertime, bees and flowers. But yeah, the name Beckett, I think it's kind of cool, and I really like the nickname Beck as well. I have a friend with the name Beckham, which I think is really neat, but Beckett is more like summer themed. But yes, so August, Sky, and Beckett would be my summer triplets. The fourth question is a typical English name. So I'm not British. I have both my brothers live in England, but I've never lived in England, so I don't really know if you meet tons of people with these names around there. But when I looked online at like typical British names, this is where the list I got from. So for a boy, it would be the name Oliver. That was actually going to be my brother's name, but my mom changed it last minute. But I always love the name Oliver. I think it's classic. I think it's adorable for a little boy name as well as an adult man name. So Oliver, always love that. That's my number one. And number two is the name Emily for a girl. I really like the name Emily. I think it's very beautiful and classic. I like the original spelling E-M-I-L-Y, as well as I've seen like a more modern spelling is like E-M-A-L-E-E, or like twists on it kind of. So either way, but that would be typical English, I would imagine would be the classic spelling of it. Number five is non-negotiable names. So names that I loved that it doesn't matter if Josh likes it or not, they were going to make it to the list. The name Isla actually was on that list, which is my daughter's name. I've always loved the name Isla. It's actually kind of stinks that it's become trendy because I've loved that name for years. But when we found out we were pregnant with a little girl, I wasn't actually definite on I want to name her Isla, but I definitely wanted to have it on the top of our list. Another girl name was the name Nella. That was also on the top of our list. My grandmother's name is Petronella, so I was trying to think of something that I could do as a family name, so Nella for short. So Isla was either going to be Nella or Isla, and when we saw her, she was an Isla. Another name that I love is the name Ellis, Ellis for a boy. I've always loved that name, and that has always been on the list. Actually, wasn't on the list when we had Cullen because I didn't really know of the name yet. But if Isla was a girl, she probably would have been Ellis. Number 6, name from a favorite movie of mine. I don't really have a favorite movie right now, but a favorite movie of mine from my past was Anne of Green Gables. I was legitimately obsessed with Anne of Green Gables, obsessed. So I would say the name Cordelia, and if any of you guys are fans of Anne of Green Gables, you would know that that was like her dream, to be called Cordelia instead of Anne. So I did not have a boy's name that I could find that I loved, but Cordelia. Number 7, name for my phone contacts. So I had to look through all my friends' name on my phone. For a girl, the name Becca. I love that name, Becca. She actually, Becca was the name of the girl that did the Boobs and Bumps podcast that I was just on. And it was about pregnancy and the losses that I went through and miscarriages that I went through. Becca has an awesome podcast. She's a labor and delivery nurse, so she's very knowledgeable about that kind of stuff, and she has a podcast, and she has tons of other episodes that are awesome, so I'll leave a link down below in the description box if you're interested. But Becca, Becca, love that name, very classic and short. And the boy name is the name Kenton, my friend Kenton. His full name is Kenton Cole, actually, which I love the sound of it together, and I love the nickname Kent as well. I think it's a very short, like, strong name. I assure you that my husband is out there and she's fine. Number 8 is Disney baby names. So for the girl, it's going to be Briar Rose, which is the original Sleeping Beauty name. And Briar was actually a name on the list for Isla as well. I love that name. And the boy's one is the name Flynn Rider from Tangled. I love the name Flynn. Finn was actually going to be Cullen's name before I found the name Cullen. So Finn and Flynn are kind of similar names, but Flynn, love that name. So Briar and Flynn. Number 9 was double-barreled names. I have no idea what that means. I tried to look it up and it looked kind of like double names, like almost like a middle name. So I don't really know how to answer that. Like I saw names like Lily Grace, Lily Rose. I love those kind of names. Or like for boys like Oliver James I liked. So I'm kind of just going to skip that one because I'm not quite sure what double-barreled name means. So if you guys know, leave that in the description box below. Number 10, names for a brunette, a blonde, and a redhead. So this one was kind of a fun one. So I love the name Blake, but for a girl, it means dark-haired. I probably heard that for the first time with Blake Lively, but I just love that name for a girl. I think it's very unique and very pretty. I like unisex names. So Blake would be for the girl, and the brunette would be Kieran, which is Irish for little dark one. So Kieran, also kind of cool. I love that, like Cullen, Kieran, Cohen, Colden, if you guys are seeing kind of like a trend here. I kind of like those kind of names, but Kieran is not spelled with a C, it's Kieran. So that would be my brunettes. So for blondes, the boy would be Finian, which means fair one. So Finn for short, like we just said. I love the name Finn. So Finian. And for a girl, I really like the name Liora. I thought that was really pretty and unique. Liora, meaning light in Hebrew. So I thought that was beautiful. And for the ginger, or the redhead, I like the name Rosie, which means ruby. I just thought that was really cute. I've always actually loved the name Rosie, or Rose on its own. And for a boy, little red one is the name Rowan, and that was the name, if my brother had a boy, they were going to name him Rowan. So love Rowan, Rowan. I love Irish names. True story. I was filming this and my battery died and I had to go put my son to sleep, and then I kind of fell asleep while I was putting him to sleep, and then I was like, oh wait, I have to still finish filming my video. So I'm like all over the place. Anyway, number 11, city/country themed video. For a second. Number 11 is country/, Number 11 is Slitty. I can't speak. Number 11 is city/country themed baby names. That literally took me like 7 times to say that. Okay, so I picked Camden for a boy after Camden, Maine. I love Maine. We used to travel to Maine a lot when I was a kid, and I always loved the little, I think it's like a county or city named Camden. C-A-M-D-E-N. C-A-M-D-E-N. Camden for a boy's name. The second one, I picked the name Devon, D-E-V-O-N. I picked that for a girl after Devonshire or Devon, England. I saw my name D-E-V-O-N, like Devon, England. And yeah, that's a unisex name. You can use it for a boy or a girl, but I chose it for a girl this time around. So yeah, that's going to be my choice for girl's name. So number 12, it's asking my favorite names from Harry Potter. And to be honest, I've never seen Harry Potter or read any of the books, so I was going to skip this question, but I figured I would just go online and look at some of the names from it. So I'll just tell you some names that I like from it. And so this is not at all related to any characters because I literally don't know any of the characters. So this is like truly based on the names alone. So I like the name Alice, A-L-I-C-E. Classic name. I've always loved that name. It's like a strong, very simple, classic, beautiful name to me. And I like the name Poppy, which is actually the opposite of that for a girl as well. It's a very unique, kind of trendy sounding name right now. P-O-P-P-Y, Poppy. So Alice and Poppy would be my girl choices. And then the name Garrick, G-A-R-R-I-C-K. I've never heard that name or met anybody with that name before, so I think it's a very cool, unique, strong boy name. And the name Reginald, there was a character in a made-up story that my dad used to tell us when we were kids, and one of the characters whose name was Reginald, and one of my friend's little brother, when I was a kid, his name was Reginald, but I've never met anybody other than that with that name or have heard of it before. And the nickname Reggie I like as well. So Garrick and Reginald would be the names that I would choose for that. So number 13 is one of my friends' names. So somebody that I know. I tried to choose more unique ones. For a boy, I chose the name Leaf. I've always loved that name. It's also pronounced Leif. In a video like forever ago, fairy tale baby names that I did, I'll link it below. I said Leaf just because I like that pronunciation, but it's apparently pronounced Leif, and I had literally like 70 comments of people saying that I mispronounced that. So Leif, I believe. So L-E-I-F, and for a girl, the name Janess. I've only ever met one Janess in my life, and she spells it J-E-N-E-S-S, and I think that's a very pretty, unique name. So Leif and Janess. Number 14 is space-themed names. So this one was kind of fun. I picked the name Stella for a girl. I actually had a client at work who named her little baby girl Stella, and I thought it was very pretty. It means star, S-T-E-L-L-A, and you don't really hear that name very often. I just thought it was a very beautiful name, and you could do Ella for short. The boy name that I chose was Jet. It means black mineral, but when I hear it, I think of like jet, like an airplane, J-E-T-T. Thought it was kind of cool, unique. You think of like jet black, darkness, space. That's kind of where I was going with that one, but so Stella and Jet. So number 15 is Greek baby names. So I chose the name Aileen, A-I-L-E-E-N. It means torch of light. Just think that's very pretty and unique. They said it was like the Greek version of the English name Helen. And then the name Ajax, which means strong and powerful. Ajax, I thought it was really cool. You never hear that name. Super unique. You could do Jax for short. So that is my list of baby names for the baby name tag. So thank you, SJ, for tagging me in that. That was a super fun video to do. Let me know in the comment section below how you guys would answer those questions. It's always super fun seeing your answers. If you're not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe for future updates. If you're already subscribed, welcome back, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!